Welcome back to Casual Sports Takes. Guys, this is my Week 4 NFL Power Rankings video. Now, coming in at number 10, the Indianapolis Colts. Now, hear me out. Let me try to convince you. Let me try to persuade you just a little bit. They're 2-1. Bunch of 2-1 teams in the league right now. They have 2 wins, both on the road, against a divisional rival in the Texans. They beat them 31-20. Their other win was last week against the Ravens on the road, beating them in overtime with a backup QB. It was a good performance by the Colts. You never expect something like that out of a team like this. Colts might be back. For the shoe, let's go Minshew. Okay, bringing it down to number 9. We have the Ravens. Now, out of respect for the Ravens, I put them at 9 and not 10. I was going to flip the two around. You know, they were in the playoffs last year. They beat the Bengals, who went to the AFC Championship game last year. Now, I think there's an argument to be made. The Steelers, the Browns, and the Ravens right now could be in the top 10 conversation. I probably have the Steelers and the Browns somewhere between 10 and 15. The only thing is, stopping me from the Browns, Deshaun Watson has had some very suspect games this year. The game that the Steelers lost was to the Niners, and they got blown out by him. And then the game that they won against the Browns on Monday Night Football was a super ugly game. And not to mention the fact that also, I forgot to say, the Browns just lost Nick Chubb, arguably their best player. They just lost him for this season. Now, holding down the fort with number 8, we got the Packers. Another 2-1 team, by the way. But the thing that makes this team more impressive to me than the other two that I mentioned previously, they just had an 18-point fourth quarter comeback, which is huge for Jordan Love in his debut at home as a starter. Tonight on Thursday Night Football, they play the Lions. So that's going to be interesting to see. Whichever team wins that game will lead the division. And one of these two teams is going to fall out of my top 10 for sure, because coming in at number 7, we have the Detroit Lions. They had a really impressive win over the 2-0 Atlanta Falcons. They were able to hold that team to 6 points, outscoring them 20-6. You know, not letting Bijan Robinson really do anything is really impressive, especially for that Lions defense, who people thought was pretty much non-existent for a while. So holding that team to 2 field goals, really impressive if you ask me. And it also put them in position for, if they win this game tonight against the Packers, they will lead that division. But good news for both those teams. Whoever loses, no need to worry, because the Vikings and the Bears both have 0 wins. Number 6, the fall from grace from 1 to 6. This is what happens when you lose to an Arizona Cardinals team when you're 12.5-point favorites going into their house. That's how good you were supposed to be. 12.5-point favorites on the road. That is insane. How did you fumble that so hard? This downfall may be studied for years to come if they end up somehow losing to the Patriots, because they were hyped up and expected to be one of the best teams the league has ever seen. Not ever seen, but seen in like the last 10 years. And if I swear, if they go on a losing streak to the Patriots and the Cardinals, the year's over. I'm done watching football. I'm deleting my channel tomorrow. Chiefs are actually climbing their way back up really quickly. I know, surprise, who would have thought? They get their 2 best players, or 2 of their 3 best players back, and Travis Kelce and Chris Jones, after that week 1 loss to the Lions, and they're actually winning games again. They did have a rough week 2 against the Jags, although they did pull out the victory, so you can't fault them for that. It was a rough win, not the best one they've had. But then last week, they absolutely demolished the Bears, and they're undefeated with Taylor Swift up in the box, supporting her boy Travis Kelce. Swifties, rise up. Chiefs are back, baby. We got our lucky charm. Let's hope they don't break up anytime soon, because, boys, we need that Taylor Swift halftime Super Bowl show. We need it. Inject that into my veins. The Bills, coming in at number 4, they have dominated, absolutely demolished their last 2 opponents, beating the Raiders 38-10 and the Commanders 37-3. If not for the terrible week 1 Josh Allen had and letting the Jets win that game, you know, he turned into Santa Claus out there throwing interceptions. You get an interception. You get an interception. One for you too, buddy. Don't think I forgot about you. If it wasn't for that, they'd definitely be top 3 right now, at least for me personally. But for right now, we got to show respect to the defending Super Bowl losers, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, the Eagles they had a shaky week 3. I'm not going to lie. It was against the Bucs on Monday Night Football. Although they did end up winning 25-11, it wasn't the prettiest game you ever seen. Jalen Hurts ended up throwing for 277 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 picks. Now, one of those picks, I will admit, was just an insane defensive play by the Bucs. But my point is, even when the quarterback, Jalen Hurts, isn't playing that great, the rest of the team steps up and shows out. You have Swift, you have Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, the O-line, D-line. Everyone's balling out. That O-line and D-line is arguably the 2 best in the league. So that's just such a well-rounded team that, like I said, when their quarterback's not playing too great, you can count on them to still win the game. Now, our top 2, I could hear all the debates going for which one you got here. You could easily swap them both around. Now, I say you can, because I cannot. The Niners are not, they're just not on that level of the Dolphins right now. So at number 2, we have the San Francisco 49ers. They're playing great football right now. They have a great defense and offense. All Brock Purdy really has to do is be able to facilitate and manage the game and not throw picks, and they're going to win the game. I mean, honestly, when you have people like CMC to hand it off to, and also, by the way, he's a great pass catcher. And then you had Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, George Kittle on top of that. And you take into account their yards after the catch that they get. This team is super stacked. And a lot of that's due to the fact that they don't have to pay a top 10, not even a top 20 quarterback. Brock Purdy is making McDonald's money. And so they're able to just have the greatest team, literally an Avengers level team around him. So yeah, 49ers right now, probably looking like the team to beat in the NFC. I don't see the Eagles or the Cowboys beating them right now. But we're going to find out week 5 though. Moving on though to number 1, we got the Miami Dolphins. You can't be 3-0 plus coming off the back of a historic win over a Sean Payton led team, 70-20. Come on, this is not stuff that happens. This is made up, bro. I refuse to believe that actually happened. 70-20. If that happened to the Cowboys, I would stop watching football and I would delete my channel tomorrow. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna be honest. This might be the best offense we've seen in years. This is 70 burger on a team, bro. A team that's supposed to have a good defense in the Broncos. Tua's thrown for 1,024 yards, 8 touchdowns, only 2 interceptions, and a 71% completion. That is insane. And you add on top of that, the freaking cheetah, the freaking hyena, Tyreek, he already has 412 yards and 4 touchdowns. Bro, dude won in 2000. He's about to get 2,500 by the end of the year. The team's insane. Jalen Waddle just cleared concussion protocol. I just saw it on my phone. I don't know who they play this week. I think they play the Bills. That's going to be a fire game, by the way. I don't know why it's a noon game, but I got the Dolphins to cover the spread because I know that they're not favorites in that game and to win. Boom, baby. There's a little preview at my week 4 picks. But that's going to wrap it up for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And comment down below where you would have ranked teams and who you would have had in my top 10 that I didn't have. Please take it easy on me because I know people are going to hate me for putting the Colts up here, but it is what it is, guys. Colts just might be the greatest team in the NFL right now.